Hey, y'all know what it is. Once again, it is the Recast T'Challa. Recast T'Challa still Recast T'Challa or else. Now, I'm going to go ahead and also tie this in with my It's Good to Be Bad series I'm doing this week. Check me out. Let's be real with D-Real. What up, y'all? It's your man D-Real, and edutainment is what I do. Coming at you with this Recast T'Challa or else video today. There's been a lot of news dropped about the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie, namely that they have cast an actor in the role of Namora, Prince Namer's sister. Don't really care. And that they have started filming a funeral scene. So yeah, your worst fears have been confirmed. They are killing T'Challa. But guess what, y'all? Never fear, because the Recast T'Challa movement is not something that's just gonna curl up and die. It's at least not from my end. And I'm getting ready to get radio access. So we might be talking to some people here pretty soon. My reach is getting out there. I'm becoming quite the octopus here. But what I wanted to talk to y'all about, okay, let me just say this real quick. All people who support me and what I'm doing, I appreciate it. And please, by all means, continue to support the page here. Like, comment, subscribe to the page so you can get new content, keep up with what's going on, essentially. Now, with this Recast T'Challa thing, I want to help y'all understand a couple of things. First thing I want to help you understand, if you know people who have seen all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, tell them this for me. For people who are not in the sound of my voice, you are not an expert on all things Marvel. Now, I'm going to prove that point to you, and I'm going to show you how it ties in with this Recast T'Challa thing. Okay. Ulysses Klaue. That name sounds familiar, doesn't it? You didn't know anything. If you're a cinematic buff, you didn't know anything about Ulysses Klaue until Age of Ultron. And then you didn't even know his importance to Wakanda and the Black Panther mythos. Ulysses Klaue is the son of Nazi war criminal Fritz Klaue, who also ran afoul of Black Panthers Shonda and Azari. After getting beat up a lot, he decided to go back to Belgium and raise his son Ulysses, who eventually became a physicist. This is extremely different from the Ulysses Klaue we know from the movies, who became an arms dealer. Moving on. Comic book Klaw designed a sound transducer who, according to his theories, would convert sound waves into physical mass. But in order to make it work, he needed a substance called vibranium. Yeah, so this is kind of where cinematic Klaw and comic book Klaw cross paths. They both have plans to steal vibranium from Wakanda. But whereas the cinematic Klaw succeeded, comic book Klaw did not. He went to T'Chaka who was king at the time and Black Panther, and asked for the vibranium. That was at a time when Wakanda wasn't trying to open their borders to nobody. He flat out told him, nope. And he already had sonic equipment that he could use as weapons, and he started firing at the Wakandans with these weapons. Of course, Black Panther gonna swing in action, Black Panther T'Challa. I'm sorry, Black Panther T'Chaka, excuse me. T'Challa's father was Black Panther at the time. And T'Challa decided he wanted to get in the fight too. And Klaw drew down to kill T'Challa, and T'Chaka got in the way of the blast. This blast killed T'Chaka. Whereas in cinematic version, he dies from a explosion caused by Zemo. So you can see how there's more pathos involved in the comic book story, which is definitely more of a motivating factor for revenge, or at least one would think it should be. In the very next, well, not in the very next, yeah, in the very next issue, Klaw gets thrown into his own sound transducer and becomes a living being of solidified sound. Hence his moniker, Klaw, the murderous master of sound. Klaw in the movies just got like a nice arm in Black Panther, which really didn't do anything because T'Challa was armored up with the vibranium weave that absorbs the impact. So that kind of made Klaw not as scary or formidable in the cinematic version. We didn't want to focus the attention on him anyway because we had Killmonger. Now, later on in Klaw's career, Klaw ends up, trying to attack Wakanda again, and he's stopped by the Thing, the Human Torch, and the Black Panther. A villain called the Crimson Cowl breaks him out of jail. Ironically, the Crimson Cowl in comic book continuity is Ultron in disguise. So Ultron and Klaw's paths do cross in both the cinematic and the comic book universe, but not in the same way. Klaw's already lost his arm in the comics by then. Great way to kind of explain his arm getting messed up. It would have been cooler if T'Challa had done it though. But he ends up joining Ultron's new Masters of Evil. And ironically, again, he runs afoul of T'Challa, who happens to be the newest member of the Avengers and joins them in battle against the Masters of Evil. Klaw later on goes on to join a couple of more villainous groups, the Frightful Four, the Fearsome Foursome, guess he likes fours, and the Pacific Overlords, which is kind of an oxymoron because Pacific, or Pacifos in Portuguese, means peace or peaceful. Peaceful overlords? That don't make no sense. Okay, but what I'm getting at here is movies tend to deviate greatly from their comic book origins. Sometimes they deviate from their comic book origins in a good way, and we get things like the original Blade movie. That was a good deviation. But when you deviate and do things, unprecedented things, like nerf and water down really cool villains or kill off titular characters, you destroy the energy of what was being conveyed. You've turned it into something different. You've manipulated it. You've controlled it. And by proxy, perverted it. The cinematic Black Panther universe is a perverted version of the 616 universe. I'm not calling that 616. It can't be 616. There's no way that's 616 with a screwed up Klaw. Well, a dead Klaw, and Tchalla to join him. What's with all of this wholesale murder? What happened to sending people to jail? I can't get over that. But it is what it is. We're gonna be here. We're gonna continue to be here. We're gonna stay on your bumper. We're gonna point out the injustices. We're gonna point out the inconsistencies, and we're gonna let you know as we point them out. Did you like the comparison? Did you like how I processed that? If you did, let me know in the comments. If you didn't, let me know in the comments. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe to the Be Real with D Real page so that you can get new alerts about new material. And until then, it's still RecastTchalla. It's still RecastTchalla still, and it's still RecastTchalla or else. Until you see me again, be good to each other.